Tonight's game is brought to you in stunning high definition by Haier, the official HD provider of the NBA. Right now, we want to send you to Staples Center. It's time for Tip. Enjoy. We'll be talking with you throughout the course of the game and after.
Too slow. Mike Brown is not buying. He said today he still thinks this is a championship team. Said sarcastically, we know everyone expects us to be undefeated, but in his mind it makes sense where they are, which is in third in the Western Conference behind, he says, two very good teams. They kept their core together and are playing well. He acknowledged there's room for improvement, but he's okay where the team is right now.
Looking for Andrew Bynum, just as they did the other night on possession number 1 against Oklahoma City. And it's the first turnover for the Lakers. And at the other end, it is knocked down by Al-Farouq Aminu, who played his home games here last year with the Clippers.
One of the things when you play against a team that is so shorthanded, they've only dressed about 8 players, and only probably 7 of them will play, is they play free. They relax. They don't have to worry about getting taken out for making a bad mistake or taking a bad shot. So you got to be aware of all that.
Great pass by Kobe, and it's smashed home by Pau Gasol. And the Lakers have their first basket. It's 2-2.
They should really work on the inside today. That's their #1 priority every day, but especially against a team that's so small up front.
New Orleans, the cellar dwellers in the Western Conference. Pocket by Kobe to the trailer. Sessions. He scores and the foul. 3-point opportunity, and Sessions will have to get himself up off of the deck.
What a nice fast break by the Lakers. I mean, first of all, the steal by Kobe. And Amino gets his pocket picked as Kobe's there and just takes it from him. But giving up the basketball at the exact right time. The defender, Jack, commits, Kobe passes, 3-point opportunity. That's the way you run a 2-on-1.
Ramon Sessions, 8 games, 40 free throw attempts, make it 41 as a Laker. One of the areas that has been up since he has become the point guard of the purple and gold. And the Lakers have their lead at 5-2. Lance Thomas, rookie. Now here is Jarrett Jack, and he knocks it home. Boy, how hot was he when we saw him down at the New Orleans Arena?
Obviously, he's still hot against the Lakers. He makes his first attempt tonight.
Leads the team in scoring and assists. In fact, their career highs in points, assists, and rebounds per game. Kick it out to Metta World Peak. Did not have a good shooting night on Thursday. To Pau Gasol, working on Thomas. He's got a height advantage. Out to Ramon, trying to probe the lane. It's caught in the air. Pau will let it go with 4 on the shot clock. Kobe's battling underneath, and Jason Smith, who missed 20 games with a concussion and was suspended after that hit on Blake Griffin, gets the rebound. We've got a whistle at this end of the floor.
Good usage of the screen by Jarrett Jack. Picks up the foul. Wasn't a shooting violation. And you mentioned about Smith, a guy that can shoot from the perimeter. So being defended by Powell's going to have to respect his perimeter game.
Hornets 13-38. This is David Stern's team. Eventually it will become somebody's. And of course the Mike Dunleavy group has been mentioned. Here's Bellinelli with a shot and a miss.
It's 29 other owners' team. You know, I guess doesn't Dr. Jerry Buss own 129th of his team?
Apparently so.
I mean, if it's owned by the league and the league is comprised of teams.
Good pass by Kobe, so that combination works again, and another Pau dunk.
Dribble penetration and the dish. Kobe already with 3 dimes. And all 3 baskets. It's been an assist by Mr. Bryant.
Who else? Jarrett Jack from the outside. Jarrett Jack now has 4 points. 7th season Georgia Tech.
I'm going to have to watch Jarrett Jack play against somebody else.
To see if he's not Hall of Fame material against everybody?
Why doesn't he just light everybody up?
How about Pau Gasol, a little sweeping hook, and Jason Smith has a weak side rebound. Well, he does have career highs, of course, and as I mentioned, across the board, getting an opportunity with Chris Paul no longer on the roster. And Kobe's got a board, so Kobe doing it all right now. Here's Sessions. Kick it out to MWP for 3. Smith has yet another board. He's got 3 in the early going.
And the tempo up and down, not one the Lakers want to play. Even though the Hornets are shorthanded, they don't want to play a half-court game.
Missing a little bit of a gimme there was Smith, and taken out of the air, the Lakers have it. Here's Kobe front court, just the start of the game. Here's a spin move by Ramon as he tries to penetrate. Dishes back out to World Peace. Was 3 for 13 against the Thunder. A game where the Lakers were just blitzed in the second half. after leading by 6 at halftime. World Peace will fire it again. And
He didn't have a choice. Shot clock was down to 3. And standing right in front of his own team, he decided, well, I think they're telling me to shoot.
at a 35% from the floor on the year. This is his basket. Bellinelli, sharpshooter. He had 7 threes, a career high the other night. A loss to Portland. 7 out of 11. He goes through 2 Lakers, shoots a mid-range jumper. It's volleyballed out, and Sessions will break. Now he'll wait as Kobe went right to the wing.
And one thing Sessions didn't do on that play is force the ball into the middle. He has it. He's got to dribble it into the middle of the floor.
Powell, little mid-range jumper, short, but he's going to earn 2 free throws.
Smith hits him on the elbow. Because Powell keeps it so high over his head, you're just tempted to reach in and try to get that shot. And you end up hitting him on his elbow.
Second team foul on the Hornets, and free throws for Pau Gasol. You see a 76% free throw shooter on the year, hasn't missed in a few games, and promptly does it. Win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Lakers home game courtesy of Verizon Wireless. For your chance to win, just text tickets to 525-377 by the end of the game tonight or today, and you're entered. There'll be 1 winner per game. Tickets 525-377 right now. For alternate entry and rules, go to Lakers.com. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Text charges do apply. Johnson is into the game for the Hornets as Bellinelli fires a 3 and misses, and Andrew Bynum, who had a good rebounding game, and it's been about a half a dozen since he had one of those the other night at Staples Center against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was talking about, playing with a chip on his shoulder. He just seemed like he played a little bit more angry. I mean, and there's a difference between playing mad and playing a little bit angry.
Yeah, it was his first double-double, Andrew, in 6 games, and his first double-digit rebound game in 5. Here's Jared Jack after Bynum had the dunk at the other end, and Pau Gasol's got the rebound. Lakers with the early 13-6 lead. We will play here tomorrow night against Golden State. 6-3. Lob under to Powell. He lays it up and in.
I'm glad you waited a minute because he did lay it up, and it took a while before he decided to stay down. And Hornets want to talk it over. This afternoon contest, and the Lakers really awake already. I'm surprised. I thought they'd sleepwalk for a little while, but they're actually playing a little bit of an inspired game here. The ball is being moved around quite a bit. When you share the ball, everybody's happy, and then everybody does a little bit extra in other areas of the game.
More basketball on NBA TV later this evening. The Cavaliers at the Knicks. New York holding on to a 1.5 game lead for that 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. And the Nets are visiting the Kings. DeMarcus Cousins has been on a tear for Sacramento. Join us tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll tip things off.
With the early lead, and the Hornets with the basketball. Johnson is in the game. Chris Johnson, he wears number 20 with the basketball. Out to Jack as he picks up the garbage, and he throws it up. It's going to be short. Andrew Bynum has rebound number 3 to Kobe. Bounce pass to Sessions. Come on.
You can get the ball down the floor without dribbling it. Your center rebounds, if he passes, Kobe passes, you get it done. That's good basketball.
A 10-0 run, Stu, for the Lakers, and 12-0 points in the paint right now for Los Angeles as Smith fires and misses, and Bynum has another rebound.
And that's where they're going to have to do the majority of their work on the perimeter because they just don't have any post-up people.
Lakers' second-best rebounding team in the NBA. Gasol way off.
What was that?
It was an air ball. An aberration,
that was a
we
shot?
hope. Yeah.
Really?
Here's Jack. If he jacks one up, instead it's out to Bellinelli. You know he's going to. From beyond the arc, and they are cold to start the game to the tune of 3 for 12, which is 25%.
Yeah, I'd say that's rather chilly.
It is.
When you consider the Lakers are 7 out of 11, you can see the disparity in the scoreboard.
Which is on the warm side, 63.5%. Doubled. Andrew, who's he going to recognize? Sessions. Quick ball movement. World Peace for 3. Yes, sir! MWP for 3 on the outside. 13-0 Laker run here in the first quarter.
5 minutes still to play here in the first. And, you know, every time the Lakers get a lead early, they kind of seemingly relax a bit, let the opposition back in it. But this is one of those games where they've just got to keep their foot on the pedal and do what Kobe's been doing, sharing the ball, getting easy opportunities as Sessions with the two-hand flush.
Xavier Henry is in, 21 years old, out of Kansas, so he checks in. We thought Carl Landry would play. He played the other night and played well. He had missed a ton of games. In fact, missed 23 with a sprained MCL, but he was a late scratch to the Hornets, so no Carl Landry. We didn't see him down in New Orleans either.
Nice job by Andrew of coming out and causing Jarrett Jack to think about the shot being blocked.
Kobe hasn't shot yet. Bryant now with
coming.
the basketball, and there it is. Field goal attempt number 1. Career low in field goal attempts right now. Just over 42%. The month of March, just barely over 40. Here's Smith going to the dribble, down low, over Andrew, and a slam dunk cleanup by Aminu.
While the rest of the Lakers were watching the ball up in the air, Aminu decided to go get it. Lakers are flat-footed, and Aminu with the nice rebound.
Let's do that, stops a 13-0 run. This is not a bad New Orleans defensive team. Amongst some of the leaders in the defensive categories. Offensively, though, they've been challenged. That shot by Powell is off, and it's cleared by Johnson. There's Jack running the show. Again, he had a 30-point game against the Lakers last time we saw him. Bellinelli drives all the way with his rather Henry. That was Henry who went hard to the hole, and he's knocked down. He's going to get 2 free throws.
Good job of altering his delivery. He goes to his left. He's a left-hander, and he puts it out there and then moves it a little bit. And Andrew tries to get to the ball and gets nothing but arm and sends Henry to the line for 2.
Henry in their last game, which was a loss Thursday at Portland, 99-93, when they only had 8 players available, although their coach said, Monty Williams said the guys fought hard. They did win in Golden State the game before, 102-87. Henry did not shoot it well. It's just 1 for 7 and had 2 points. And this is that free throw. Here comes the bench for the Lakers. Blake, Barnes, and McRoberts. And out Meta World Peace, Ramon Sessions and Pau Gasol.
See if they continue with the defensive pressure and keep pushing the ball. Now that Matt Barnes is in the game, you know the wing is going to be filled even quicker because Matt, the best at filling the wing the Lakers have.
Mr. Energy, Mr. Activity, a couple of missed free throws. Here come the Lakers. The bench tallied 16 points in the loss to the Thunder.
Kobe defense here.
Yeah, Kobe had a notion, good lob underneath, but it's going to be tipped around, keeping it alive. Andrew, who had a good effort the other night at both ends of the floor. Here's a 3-on-2. Aminu was part of that Chris Paul trade at the beginning of the year after the original trade with the Lakers was nixed. Here's Jack with Bynum in his face, and he scores.
Jack with Bynum backing up. Guards get a center on him, and you see how centers start backpedaling a little bit.
6'3", 197, Jarrett Jack. Kobe rises and misses, and Smith has the rebound and just toes the line.
Well, the last 2 possessions, the zone defense has been very successful in making the Lakers do exactly what they want, shoot the ball from the perimeter.
Stu, for the most part this year, how have the Lakers attacked the zone?
Well, you know, most of the time they recognize the zone and try to attack it from high-low, but the last 2 possessions here, they've just allowed the zone to dictate perimeter shots.
Offensive rebound. Oklahoma City had 19 of them on Thursday. Sort of the areas of contention. Right here, the Hornets had another opportunity. Outlet pass, a little bit too much steam off the hands of McRoberts.
Too much steam and too much height on the pass as the Lakers turn it over. 2:19 to go in the quarter. The Lakers by 10.
The big board, and it is a big week as the NBA rolls into April, starting Sunday with the Bulls and Thunder, the teams that lead their respective conferences, and that's followed by the Heat and Celtics. Sunday on NBA TV, in the nightcap, Nuggets at the Magic, followed by the Wolves and Blazers. Monday, Rockets and Bulls will tangle. The Bulls with the best record in basketball. And then Tuesday, it's Fan Night, presented by Sprint on NBA TV. 76ers and Heat in a big Eastern Conference battle, followed by the Nets and the Lakers. The big board and a big week. Be there, and you're big time.
Kevin Durant starting the day. Kobe at 28-2, Durant at 27-7. Grievous Vasquez is in the game, and here's Steve Blake.
Just about a pick.
Yeah, nuisance in the backcourt for the Hornets. And now Vasquez will bring it into the front court. Vasquez out of Maryland.
Vasquez did a good job of hurting the Lakers in their last meeting.
Vasquez now into Johnson in the lane over Bynum. Doesn't get the roll, and Barnes clears the board. Now to Steve Blake. Put up a 6 against Oklahoma City the other night. A game where the Lakers played great at the start and basically ran out of gas. They know now the work that they have to do to try to stay with the Thunder, who have beaten them twice already this year. They'll get another crack at them later on in April. Here's a short shot by Kobe, just misses, and Smith has yet another rebound. He's got 5 of them.
Kobe recognized, used his left hand, and just got tapped on that shot.
Working, spinning, scoring that time is Henry.
The Lakers allowed him to get out of a double team for the layup.
He averages about 16 minutes a game, does Henry. 38% from the floor. Hook it over to McRoberts. He's definitely now a part of this rotation, which has shrunk to about 8 guys as we have a month left in the season. That's knocked out of bounds, and it'll belong to New Orleans with 1:09 remaining in the quarter.
I think we might have a technical on Mr. Blake here.
I figured he'd save all of his for the Clipper game.
Personal foul number 5, Steve Blake.
Barnes, rather. It should be interesting on Wednesday here, a Clipper home game. Expect that one to be very chippy. It's going to be on KCAL 9 on Wednesday. Don't forget, KCAL 9 will have that Laker Clipper game on Wednesday here.
This free throw on the technical by Vasquez, and is
they're 0 for 3 still.
The Lakers, who once led by 14, lead is 8 with possession to the Hornets.
Well, the Lakers have lost 4 out of 7 after winning 8 out of 10. And more concerning, too, they've lost 3 out of the last 4 at home. They're 20-5 overall, though. Still a great record in this house. Underneath, Lance Thomas, mentioned the rookie from Duke, won a championship a couple years ago. Johnson, short jumper, the lane is woefully short. Here's Blake looking up, wanting McRoberts.
Boy, did Johnson get some alligator arms on that one.
Bryant, short. Kobe starts tonight 0 for 4.
Kobe left his wallet in the locker room right now. I guess he can't buy a shot. I'll loan you some money, Kobe.
By the way, can I apologize right now for all the times I might say tonight, today?
No apologies necessary. I've already said it twice myself.
8-0 run now for New Orleans on this Saturday afternoon. Normally, if it's an afternoon game and it's the Lakers, it's on a Sunday. Here is Kobe now with the dribble as the shot clock is few ahead of the game clock. Kick it. Barnes, corner. Not going to get there. Long rebound. Bryant's going to control, but the shot clock now is off with 6 with 5. Kobe, little stutter step to create space. Tipped up and missed, and the quarter's going to be over as Bryant ends it 0 for 5.
Well, you got to give the Hornets a little bit of credit for the first 12 minutes. After falling behind by 14, they kept plugging along, and now they've held the Lakers to only 38% shooting in the quarter and head to the second quarter trailing only by 6.
Sunday's games. This is not April Fools. These are real NBA games. Denver at Orlando to kick things off, followed by Minnesota at Portland. Very important games for Denver and Orlando in terms of their seeding in the Eastern and Western Conference. Join us Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Another great doubleheader on NBA TV.
When you catch yourself in an error and you want to make amends, you know, I've said I think maybe twice tonight that they played double OT against this team. Those 2 games, Memphis and New Orleans, they kind of blended into one. It was a double OT against Memphis, and then the next night it was an OT win over these guys. So, but whatever, it was a tough 2-game stretch for the Lakers where they had to come from behind in both games.
Yeah, came from behind, won both games,
yeah.
And let's see if they can do something about stopping this feisty Hornet team that's pulled to within 4.
Yeah, one thing about this Hornet team, despite the fact that they're missing so many games due to injury for just all over the board, is the fact that they play hard. They really do play hard for Monty Williams, and they continue to do that. Kicked out to Powell, underneath to McRoberts. Pretty good ball movement. Ramon, straight away! Yes, sir! Ramon Sessions has a 3, and that stops a run, 8-0.
And it keeps the string alive of assists to baskets here. Lakers 9 baskets, 9 assists.
8 points for Ramon, so a good start for him. He's already had more points than he did the other night against Oklahoma City. Aminu in the corner. Al Farouk. There's the shot on the way, going to be short again, and Barnes has the rebound. Barnes skipping out of the backcourt. Mick Roberts trying to dish. Powell's got it. As he was losing his balance, he has it blocked. He might have been hit in the face. And there's a whistle. Right in the eye.
Well, those are the kind of plays there that once you get it back, Powell missed his first, but got it back. That's when you have to just get in your crowd and elevate, go up with some power. You know if people are going to be trying to block your shot in the paint, it's not like shooting an 18-footer where they're supposed to play without fouling you in the act, but under the basket, you're going to get contact.
First foul of the quarter. A reminder to stay tuned in the second half for the Carl's Jr. Sports Update with Lindsey Rhodes. Well, the Lakers' last four have alternated loss, win, loss, win. They've lost 2 straight here at home, including today. The next 5 here at Staples Center. One road game against the Clippers, and then they head out on a 3-game roadie. Phoenix to New Orleans, and then our first look at San Antonio. We'll see them 3 times in 10 days.
How about that? Not seeing the Spurs until April. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
With 2 weeks to go in the season. There's Thomas underneath, amongst the trees. He has it knocked away, and good defense by the Lakers, interior defense. And the purple and gold will have the basketball.
One thing I liked about what Thomas did, in fact, I mean, he missed the shot, but he went up, could have complained to the officials, just turned, ran down the floor. Something you don't see in the NBA too often.
Steve Blake on the dribble, trying to kick it under to Powell, try to force it there, double team, take it away.
Turnover number 5 for the Lakers.
Just 2 right now for New Orleans. Split the defense as Vasquez throws it up and in off the glass. Rivas Vasquez. He's got 6 off the bench. Vasquez in his 2nd season. Started a little out of control in their last game as a starter, but really settled down and played well at the point.
And when you're short-handed, as the Hornets are, you know you're going to see some zone, and they've stayed in the zone quite a bit this afternoon.
It's a 4-on-1 as Bellinelli scores. Lakers just beaten in transition. It's been a problem with them for Mike Brown's team all season long.
The Lakers want a timeout, and they need to talk some things over. They are sputtering along, even though they still lead by 5, just sputtering along, making some ill-advised passes.
This reminder, last chance for Fan Night presented by Sprint. TNT will take over the Tuesday coverage after this week. It's the 76ers at the Heat in a big Eastern Conference battle. And that's followed by the Nets at Staples Center to meet the Lakers. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday. Fan Night, you speak and we deliver.
Y'all get beat, Bill. It was really fun for the players to meet her, and they were talking about it afterwards. She left quite an impression.
Well, she needs to talk to him again.
I think she'd listen. I think he'd listen to her.
That's great. That's just great.
I think you would. I love it. Take off your glasses, Kobe. Here is the kick out to Barnes. Good stuff, Lindsey. Here's Blake on the side. Nothing but net from beyond the arc for Steve Blake.
Sooner or later, they're going to have a basket that doesn't have an assist attached to it, but so far, so good. 10 for 10.
Lakers 50%, 4 for 8 from beyond the arc. They're the 3rd worst three-point shooting team percentage-wise in the NBA. A shot and a score by Henry. Xavier Henry.
A little bit bigger than Sessions, just backed him and then jumped over. And nice play by Henry.
Ramon Sessions back in the game to Barnes. Just hot potato ball movement right now for the Lakers, and I know the fans love to see that. Now Blake holds on to it. Ramon Sessions kind of off balance, throws it up, not going to get there. But it's going to go right to McRoberts. Gun it, corner. 2 in a row for Blake. Yep. 2 in a row for Steve Blake. It's been a long year shooting for Steve. We'll see if he warms up here in the last month.
Yeah, let's hope he does, because 2 jump shots won't put you in a slump.
Nope.
And 2 won't take you out of one.
And he's shooting 30% from beyond the arc. But he's made a couple in a row. Here's Johnson over McRoberts, mid-range jumper. Chris Johnson.
Good patience by Chris Johnson. Turned, faced up, didn't dribble.
Now underneath, Stu, and he's going to get a free throw.
mean, I just like the way, even though they've had some turnovers or some ill-advised passes, they're moving the basketball around. That's Powell's 11th point on 4 out of 9. He'll go to the line, try to complete the three-point play. The ball is moving, the players are moving, and that's always a good sign.
When Powell went out in foul trouble, obviously the Lakers went south a little bit. They missed his scoring, his passing, his defending, of course, another 7-footer. And also had 3 shots blocked in that game on Thursday. Here's a long outside jumper by Henry. And it's spiked down and out of bounds by Lance Thomas. Lakers will have the basketball. 7.5 to play here in the first half.
If you're going to go over the top like Lance Thomas did just now, you might as well try to tip it to yourself as opposed to trying to volleyball spiking it.
Sessions gets into the lane, little backhanded pass for Powell, wasn't expecting it. And that's a basket by McRoberts, or were they out of bounds? No, I didn't think so.
Powell dropped the ball out of bounds.
I thought so.
You have to always think that no matter where I am or where the guy with the ball is, that he can get it to me. That way you're always ready.
7 turnovers for the Lakers as Henry attacks over Gasol and scores. Xavier Henry, so that's a turnover that turns into points. Riding it up and missing his Barnes, trying to get his own rebound, can't.
Yeah, but he jumped away from the foul in that case. He's got to ride that up and accept that contact and get to the free throw line.
Hornets last in the Southwest Division. Smith, he hits it. Of course, Jason Smith made headlines, knocking down Blake Griffin on that breakaway last week in New Orleans that earned him a suspension earlier this week. There is Blake again. Is he going to be hot from that end too? What is up? Steve Blake has hit 3.
Well, fine. Keep looking for him. I mean, spot him up. As long as they're playing that zone, spot him up and move the ball around and find him. I mean, he's 3 for 3 from that area. He's got 9 points in the 10 minutes he's been on the floor. Like you said, it's a good sign. Out of the little bit of shooting woes that he's been in so far this year.
More basketball on NBA TV later this evening. The Cavaliers at the Knicks. New York holding on to a 1.5 lead for that 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. And the Nets are visiting the Kings. DeMarcus Cousins has been on a tear for Sacramento. Join us tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll tip things off.
Blake 3 for 3 from beyond the arc.
If Kobe can run a brush up against Steve Blake's right arm and get his hot hand working himself.
Smith, he knocks one down, and it's now 37-30. Lakers led by as many as 14. Well, remember when the Lakers had a 12-0 advantage in the paint? It's now 14-14. So New Orleans been doing some work around the rim. Here's Barnes kicking it to Kobe. Kobe still doesn't have a field goal. Matt Barnes, good screen out that time by Chris Johnson on Pau Gasol. Halfway through the quarter, Andrew Bynum will be in at the next whistle. Smith, who has 4 points. Nobody has more than 6 for New Orleans. Smith trying to get to that mark. Can't. Xavier Henry has an offensive rebound.
You see how lively the Hornets are. I mean, they're playing free. They know they're shorthanded. Just relax, go out. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just play.
Well, I figure they're going to get most of their guys back before the season is out. In fact, Eric Gordon is supposed to be back next week. Trevor Rees is not here. Here's Barnes. He launches one. That's a 2, a long 2 for Matt Barnes.
Well, no look pass that time by Powell. That helped free up Matt Barnes.
You got no Trevor Rees. You got no Chris Kaman, who's had an illness. He's been gone for the last 5 games. Here's Powell. It's knocked to the floor. Somehow gets it to Kobe. Here's Barnes. Bounce pass. Look out.
That was good defense by Kobe that time. That's what led to that turnover. He got all up into Henry, caused Henry to mishandle the ball. Powell just happened to pick it up, and that started the break.
Good defense by the Lakers. 3rd turnover for New Orleans. Lakers shooting 47%, 40% for the Hornets. Another turnover, another takeaway. Kobe surveying, finds Barnes. Wanted McRoberts, instead guns it back out to Kobe. First field goal?
No.
Short again.
And he's been short on his long distance shots tonight.
So 7 for 25 against the
Today.
Hornets. Today, you're right. There it is out to Bellinelli. I didn't correct it. Here's Bellinelli. That's a good move to get around Blake. Oh, offensive cleanup basket by Jason Smith. He's got 6 points. 3 Hornets with 6. Henry and Vasquez the other 2. Meta World Peace will join Bynum coming in as Blake throws it right out of bounds. As Kobe went one way and the ball went the other.
Wow. You know, I talked about that play where Kobe played the defense and caused Henry to mishandle, which led to yet another assist for Kobe. He's got 5 as the backcourt makes Sessions also with 5. They've got 15 assists on 15 baskets.
That's on this end defense that is going to win or lose for the Lakers. Last 4 losses, they've allowed at least 100 points in each of their last 4 losses. In fact, in the month of March, 10 times the opposition has scored 100, but the Lakers themselves have scored over 109 times in March. It's been kind of a crazy month as we come to a close here today as Ramon Sessions checks in for Steve Blake.
Blake shot the ball very, very well. 3 for 3, 9 points on all 3 of his 3-point attempts.
Jarrett Jack over to Bellinelli. Marco Bellinelli, first time he ever came to the United States was during the draft in 2007.
That was a forced shot because Andrew, he floated. I don't even know if he saw the basket because Andrew did a good job of coming out and distracting him.
Bellinelli is just 1 for 7. McRoberts, it rolls around and comes out. As McRoberts tried the mid-range game. 3:15 remaining here in the quarter. Lakers lead 41-32. They're going to go 12 games above 500. The Clippers, by the way, play here tonight against Utah. Smith going hard, challenged by McRoberts in a foul.
I know, that's above the shoulders, though. That's above the shoulders.
Smith normally a guy that likes to stay around the perimeter, attacking the rim. McRoberts, with his ability to elevate, I'm surprised that he didn't just go for the block. He went just to make sure he got the foul.
Smith will shoot free throws after he takes a little bit of a walk and composes himself, gets his senses back. Lakers have won 11 of the last 13 against this team. They swept all 4 regular season last year, won the first game this year. Remember, they met the playoffs last year, a Chris Paul-led team, and the Lakers won that series 4 games to 2. Now there are 3 great ways to show your Lakers pride. The new Lakers prepaid card, the Lakers credit card with slam dunk rewards, and the Lakers debit card, exclusively from One West Bank. Apply today at Lakers.com/cards. Offer only to residents in the Lakers territory. Credit card application subject to credit approval. See terms and conditions for details. Member FDIC.
Going to have to keep some focus here. They're playing against a team with 4 of their starters out of the lineup. So you just have to make sure you maintain focus.
They're just 1 for 5 from the free throw line, helping out the Lakers in that regard. Kobe. Look for McRoberts, who is in rebound mode as Kobe got caught in the air and the shot clock expires. Turnover.
Yeah, that one's on Kobe, though. He went up and McRoberts turned his head to look, and then he dropped the ball off. We've got a timeout. Lakers still leading, but only by 8.
Vince Cellini in Atlanta coming up on the Sprint halftime report. We'll take a look at the Hornets and Lakers in the first half. Kobe Bryant is currently scoreless. If that remains the case, when was the last time he was actually scoreless in the first half of an NBA game? We'll talk about that and look ahead to the doubleheader coming up on NBA TV, including the New York Knicks' commitment to defense under Mike Woodson. Dennis Scott, Ron Thompson will be joining me right here, so we'll see you at the half on the Sprint halftime report. Now let's get you back to Staples Center.
So Powell, as mentioned tonight, 12 points, 16 minutes, 4 for 9. Kobe, on the other hand, 16 for his last 55 from the field. Last 2.5 games. Oklahoma City, previous one in Golden State in the first half here. As Thomas goes around Gasol, that's a pretty backhanded layup.
Yeah, Powell, he's 7 foot, but you can't play defense as a 7-footer. You got to bend your knees, get a little bit shorter.
There's a 4th of a 5-game road trip for New Orleans. They will end it in Phoenix tomorrow. Here is Bynum. Now for Powell. Little turnaround over a couple of Hornets, and he scores. Cash count it for some money for Pau Gasol. He's got 14 in the first half.
And just the way the Lakers seem to be moving up and down the floor, you can see that they feel like they can win this game anytime they want to, so they're not really playing 100% all the time.
Blocked by Gasol. Shot clock is at 6. Under 2 minutes to go here in the half as Jared Jack will kick it out. 1 on the shot clock to beat the clock. Aminu scores. He's 21 years old, out of Nigeria. The name Al Farouk means the Chief has arrived. Chief knocked that one down. Mid-range, minute and a half to go. Lakers lead it 43-37. Metal World Peace will find Sessions alone. Attacking, Rahman, little floater in the lane, not there. Smith has the rebound.
Yeah, did a real good job of getting into the paint, but just short-armed that one. I know he wants that one back.
Rahman averaging 10 and 4 in his last 3 starts after a great 2010 effort. First effort at the in the starting lineup was Bellinelli. Hits the jump shot. Bellinelli just 2 for 8, 4 points. All their starters have scored.
It's a 4-point game.
Yeah, crowd getting a little anxious. Some rumblings around Staples Center on this Saturday afternoon. Sessions drives the lane all the way. Doesn't score. Good defense by Smith, who altered the shot. Jack on the break. Now to Aminu. No, the Lakers have a chance to go the other way, but you know that they don't push it very often. World Peace finds Kobe Bryant. Unloads it. Bryant has still not made a field goal. He is 0 for 7, and the drought continues.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of his shots coming from real long distance as they're trying to work the shot clock down. Only 14 on the game clock.
Kobe 0 for 4. You mentioned that, Stu. 0 for 4 from three-point range.
Now the Hornets should be able to get all of the shot clock back. Now they turn it off, yeah. The kick ball resets. Now they can work for the last shot and go into halftime down maybe 2, maybe even 1.
Remember the Lakers' biggest lead, 14. Hornets did lead at the beginning of the game, 2-0. Since then, Lakers have been in control of Monty Williams' team, as he was an assistant in Portland for the last 5 years before he taken the job. Here's Jack all the way. He throws it up short. They battle underneath. Bynum has it, and the half is history. Now, if Andrew had made that one, would he have come out in the next half and shot it again?
Well, at the end of the quarter, hopefully.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
those are the kind of threes you like to see.
You've been watching the Sprint Halftime Report. Get the Sprint NBA mobile app now. Learn more at sprint.com/NBA.
Some numbers from the first half of the Lakers and the Hornets. The Lakers, as you see, with a 4-point lead, and not listed the fact that Kobe Bryant 0 for 7 in the first half and 0 for 4 from three-point range. The last time Kobe was scoreless in the first half of a regular season game, you have to go back to April 11th of 2004 against the Kings in the first half. That's almost 8 years ago. Wow. That he has gone. That's how long it's been since he didn't have a point in the first half of a regular season game.
If you're New Orleans, you're not feeling too good right now. You're losing. And Kobe hadn't scored yet. Wait till he gets on.
Oh, you think he's a little aggravated right now?
Kobe not, because he knows he has it. He's not one of those guys that's worried about whether he's going to get it going in the second half. He knows he is.
Meanwhile, the Hornets don't hit a three-pointer in the first half. They're 0 for 5, but they're getting, everybody in their starting lineup kind of contributing there. Everybody's pitching in.
Well, the stat sheet is kind of crazy. They don't make any threes. The points in the paint are even. Fast break points only by 3, but the fact that you made your three-point shot, that's why you have a 4-point lead.
Give me the over-under. What's Kobe scoring in the second half here, Ron? What do you say? What's he have in the second half?
18.
28-2.
I'll say 25.
Oh.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Ooh. By that time, the Black Mamba will be awake.
Second half getting underway. Bill McDonald and Stu Lance have the call for you. We'll see you after the game here on NBA TV. Enjoy. 25.
Out of their rhythm, he says if we can't get it done on the fast break, we need to get the ball inside and take advantage of our height advantage down low.
Thank you, Lindsay. Good stuff. And we'll see if that frustration turns into baskets for Kobe and concentration. And hopefully back on the board. Kobe only, 0 points at halftime as he lets that one go out of bounds. See if he has some renewed vigor and energy as he comes back out. New Orleans just 2-22 and trailing at the half. Lakers are 24-7 when they have the advantage. after 2 quarters.
Well, the good
43-39.
The good news for the Lakers is they lead without Kobe having scored yet. You know, he's going to put points on the board, and if they just keep attacking on the inside, they should be okay.
Lamont, no look for Powell, and he is stripped. Now there's 3 on the shot clock, and then Gasol throws it away. Bellinelli with the steal. Shot clock was winding down. Jarrett Jack being assertive, now out to Bellinelli, gets around Kobe. In the corner of the key jump shot, dips in, comes out. Pau Gasol has his 7th rebound.
And Kobe's no different than any other player. You'd like to get that, when you're struggling like this, you want that first one to be an easy one.
Powell knocks it down from the outside. So he continues to be the leading point getter. 16 points on 6 for 11 on the day. They have given up 100 points in each of their last 3 games. Defensively, it is a marked improvement. There's a shot miss taken out by Sessions.
That was a presence miss. The Smiths felt the presence of Andrew Bynum on his shoulder. Didn't even hit the rim.
Andrew Bynum going to the dribble. Will fake the spin and turns at the base. Little jump shot. Kobe missed a 2-footer and he remains scoreless. Can't get much easier than that.
Yeah.
As Jarrett Jack runs into Powell, sells it, and gets the foul.
Kobe. When was the last time you've seen Kobe miss a wide open 2-footer, as you called it?
5 times in his last 7, he shot under 39%. Lakers are just 7-11 when he shoots under 39% for the game. He is obviously well under that right now. Still will be pulling the trigger. Bellinelli, Bologna, Italy, comes from. Bellinelli hooks a pass out to Jarrett Jack, got caught in the air. A little bit of a surprise, but Al-Farouq Aminu scores. He's got 8 points in the contest.
The extra pass should have brought a whistle for 3 seconds because they had 2 players, Aminu 1, that was in the paint for longer than 3.
Aminu averages 5 points, 4 rebounds. He's a 40% shooter. Kobe still hasn't scored. And another short jumper in the key. He is 0 for 9 if you're just joining us, and 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. Smith goes hard down the lane and scores with a reverse layup.
You didn't realize this was a 2-point game?
45-43, sitting and stewing right now is Mike Brown.
Sitting and stewing are the fans.
No matter where they are. Here's Powell as he slams it home. That's a good little lob entry to Powell, and he scores 18 points.
Yeah, and scored with some aggression there. If he tries to lay that one up, he possibly gets it blocked.
Certainly been a drama-filled week for the Lakers. Lots to talk about off the court. Really not much of it very good. Here is Jarrett Jack. Now to Smith. That's good closeout defense by Kobe. There's Pau Gasol now tries to, and that's a defensive 3 seconds.
Caught Andrew Bynum. That'll send Jarrett Jack to the free throw line. We'll shoot the technical, then have 14 on the shot clock.
Jarrett Jack, who missed the last game with a sprained right ankle. He's their team leader. Averages 15.5 points a game, over 6 assists. Now the injured Hornets, Eric Gordon has come back. Trevor Ariza, former Laker, of course, was a champion here. Spent a year and a half in a Laker uniform. Chris Kaman in uniform, but not playing due to illness. Carl Landry is out. So Emeka Okafor is not even here, and he's missed most of the season. Jarrett Jack scores. 1 point game now, Stu.
Boy, you just can't walk through games. You just have to play 48 minutes of inspired, passionate basketball.
See if the Lakers can get some energy. Light a fire underneath them. Andrew Bynum. Kobe, 3. Whoa, short. Way short. And New Orleans, ladies and gentlemen, has the lead on the Lakers here in the 3rd quarter. 48-47. And the boos are starting to cascade down. Bryant. 4 minutes into the quarter. He's driving. He has it taken away. Andrew had it, but didn't grab it. Powell's on the floor. This is something that happened the other night. We'll get to that in a second as Ramon Sessions had the basketball, and it's a whistle. 50-50 balls or hustle plays in Oklahoma City was beating the Lakers to it all the time on Thursday. New Orleans doing it here again on Saturday.
Well, one of the things when you play 2 7-footers, you're kind of at a disadvantage in certain areas of the floor when hustle plays. Other areas, it doesn't really matter. But with 2 7-footers and a team like the Hornets today, they are so small, they're going to be a little quicker to loose balls. But the Lakers just have to play a more inspired brand. They can't wait for Kobe to get on track. Everybody has to be a little bit more aggressive attacking the game.
Ramon Sessions, 21 minutes. He's got 8 points, 7 assists outside. Pau Gasol, he buries it. Pau Gasol's already got 20 points and 7 rebounds. The next highest Lakers scorer, if you're just get into the arena, you wouldn't guess it. But it's Steve Blake. Here's Bellinelli. Outside jumper. Well, he's having a tough shooting night too, is Bellinelli. He's 2 for 10. So where Kobe is 0 for 10, Bellinelli just 2 for 10. Kobe now going to work. 15 on the shot clock. He's doubled. He has it blocked out of bounds by Lance Thomas.
Yeah, he was trying to make a pass on that one, and Lance Thomas came from his right shoulder and got all of that pass. And I'm hoping they don't count that as a shot attempt because that was definitely a pass attempt.
Well, they did not. There's the ball out of bounds. World peace. And we've got Pau hooking up with Thomas. And
the 2-shot foul.
Pau got smacked again. Lance Thomas picks up the personal. That's his second personal, second team foul here in quarter number 3.
One way to stop a guy from scoring is not let him catch the ball, and that's what Thomas tried to do to Pau. Held him when the ball hadn't been inbounded yet, so that's what makes it a 2-shot violation.
Gasol free throws. He hits it. Pau from the line is 5 for 6. Hey, Laker fans, there's an exciting basketball action going on at Toyota Sports Center in El Segundo. It's the Defenders. It's the LA Defenders, the official minor league team of the Lakers. The Defenders are one of the top teams in the NBA DL. They boast a veteran roster, NBA experience. For more ticket information, go to defenders.com as World Peace has the cleanup.
Good job of just being physical on the free throw attempt on the miss.
Speaking of the D-League, the entire bench the other night against Portland for New Orleans had already played in the D-League this year. So plenty of D-League talent playing in the league this year. And a 3-pointer straight away, Jarrett Jack. That's just their first 3-point make of the evening. They are 1 for 7 or the afternoon.
But the big number is they're only 1 point behind. So they're just hanging around. The Lakers turning it over again. Not playing a very inspired game this afternoon.
Lakers have a dozen turnovers. Peace picks up the foul. That's his first personal second team foul. Ball's going to go out of bounds to the Hornets. They're 3 and 7 in their last 10 games. I mentioned it's crazy, but this team continues to compete. They work hard. They've lost a ton of close games. They're going to get a lot of the bench back and some of their starters back next week. Here's Bellinelli off of the screen. He continues to be ice cold, and Andrew Bynum has the rebound. Now the Lakers hustling down with Sessions. Kobe, wide open jump shot, and he can't hit that one. Kobe Bryant is 0 for 11, and he knows it. Offensive foul. It's going to be a turnover. Chris Johnson picks up the offensive foul as Kobe comes back now to the offensive end of the floor.
All right, I'm going to go out on that limb. He's going to make his next field goal attempt.
Okay. 0 for 11, 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. Has not shot a free throw. Sometimes that can be a little misleading if you had a couple of shots and you've drawn fouls, but Kobe not even there. It's a takeaway by Chris Johnson as Pau got sandwiched. Here goes Jarrett Jack all the way hard to the hole, not going to get there underneath, and Alfred Aminu gets hit hard to the floor, and a whistle and a foul on the Lakers.
Wow, 5:51 to go here in the third. The Lakers, they're leading, but it's as all momentum belongs to the Hornets.
The big board, and it is a big week as the NBA rolls into April, starting Sunday with the Bulls and Thunder The teams that lead their respective conferences, and that's followed by the Heat and Celtics. Sunday on NBA TV, in the nightcap, Nuggets at the Magic, followed by the Wolves and Blazers. Monday, Rockets and Bulls will tangle. The Bulls with the best record in basketball. And then Tuesday, it's Fan Night, presented by Sprint on NBA TV. 76ers and Heat in a big Eastern Conference battle, followed by the Nets and the Lakers. The big board and a big week. Be there, and you're big time.
Afternoon's game. This has really been after what I thought was a decent start energy-wise. The energy is out of the building because the Lakers are out of the building energy-wise. And maybe it's just because Kobe is 0 for 11. Once he makes his first, maybe the energy will come back.
He's 0 for 11 here. 9 for 24 against Golden State, 7 for 25 against Oklahoma City for 16 out of his last 60. This is one of 8 games tonight in the NBA. Shot clock is down to 7 as Jarrett Jack throws it back out to Aminu, guarded by Kobe. Aminu up and over Bryant, short. Pau Gasol rebound. He's got 8 of them. He leads the Lakers.
A good possession of defense by the Lakers out of the timeout. He did a real good job of closing out on everybody.
Lakers still 4th best defensive field goal percentage in the entire league. Ramon Sessions attacking, gives it to Andrew. Andrew underneath and scores.
They get the ball inside to Andrew. That's only Andrew's 3rd field goal attempt of the game.
Bynum and Bryant, the 2 leading scorers on this team, combining for 4. They average 28-2 and 18-3 respectively. Ball knocked out of bounds, 8 on the shot clock. Here's Andrew. Stu just mentioned he's only shot it 3 times, has 7 rebounds and an assist. Not shot a free throw. In comes Jason Smith. Smith has played 23 minutes, has 9 points, 8 rebounds. So again, balanced scoring on this makeshift New Orleans team. So they will be looking for a new ownership group here themselves shortly. Here's Smith, top of the key, and he knocks it down.
Nobody within 8 feet of him.
Bad Laker defense, 11 points for Smith. One of 3 Hornets in double figures. Lakers just 1 player, and that's Pound. He's got 21. Sessions, 4.5 to play, 3rd quarter. Kick at Kobe. He's got Smith in front of him. There it is, the next one, and he airballed that one.
That wasn't a shot attempt. I don't know what that was. Gee.
0 for 12. Bellinelli.
Way to let me down, Coach.
Underneath, Chris Johnson. He's going to score.
It's amazing. You just look at the difference in body language on the 2 teams. One team is bouncing around. The other team is just walking. You can tell which team is being the most successful.
And it's knocked away by Chris Johnson. Lakers turn it over for the 13th time. Bellinelli, this is his shot, and he hits it. Bellinelli wide open. He's their top 3-point guy. Biggest lead of the game for New Orleans. And it's 58-54 in a stunner here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, there's still quite a bit of game left. The Lakers just have to decide what they want to do. This game is going to go a long way toward defining them. But air, you can see him shaking his head like, what's going on?
Career 45.5% shooter. This month, 40%. Shot over 43% the last 10 against this team. And for the year, 42%. And tonight, 0 for. By the way, New Orleans on a 7-0 run in the last minute to take this 4-point lead. Smith commits the foul.
And this is where the Lakers have to go to hurt this team on the inside. Is Smith makes sure Andrew doesn't get a field goal. Says you're going to the free throw line and shoot 2. These are Andrew's first attempts of the ball game.
He's up to 67% on the year. 32 double-doubles. Andrew Bynum, 17 in the league, all-star. And he responded well after the benching. in Golden State and played hard against Oklahoma State.
I wonder if when and if Kobe makes a shot, if they'll stop the game. Oh. Presenting with the ball.
Wow. He's 2 for 2 is Andrew. 6 points in the game. 3:28 to go in the third. 58-56. Smith bumps into McRoberts and scores. So the heavyweights bumping into each other there. Smith, Lakers have a tendency to make some no-names into superstars sometimes, especially when they're short-handed, and we've seen a lot of that. Smith has 13.
When you're short-handed like this, somebody is going to be more of a hero. Andrew, nice usage of the left hand.
Yeah, beautiful stuff by Bynum. He was 10 for 15 in the game on Thursday. I like the fact he had 6 offensive boards against the Thunder. Here he's got 7 rebounds, 3 for 4 from the floor. Lakers trying to dig in on defense. They're around 44% from the floor right now for New Orleans, and we got a whistle and a foul.
Just seems like the Lakers have Murphy's Law working for him. And I'm not talking about Troy Murphy. Everything that can go wrong is going wrong. Timeout, Lakers. Well, they're trailing.
More basketball on NBA TV later this evening. The Cavaliers at the Knicks. New York holding on to a game-and-a-half lead for that 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. And the Nets are visiting the Kings. DeMarcus Cousins has been on a tear for Sacramento. Join us tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll tip things off.
In the future that he could be an asset for that team. In New York, Jeremy Lin will miss his 4th straight game with a knee injury. Amari Stoudemire also out in that game against the Cavs. And 39-year-old Suns forward Grant Hill had minor knee surgery yesterday, but the team says he could return by the end of the season, Bill.
I'm sure Rick Carlisle and Mark Cuban are thrilled that Jason Terry is talking about going to the Heat. We've got a month left in the regular season.
Yeah, that's Jason Terry.
Yeah, thanks, Jason.
Throwing it out there, making sure that the Mavericks know it's going to cost you a little bit to keep me. But I got interest in
Preemptive
other
strike.
teams.
Bellinelli's free throw is short. Hey, you've seen the Laker girls on the court. Now's your chance to meet them in person. Carl's Jr. presents the Laker Girls Lunch Date coming to a Carl's Jr. near you now through the 7th of April. Visit Lakers.com/Carl's Jr. for dates and times. Now we still have 2:27 remaining in the third quarter. Steve Blake is on with Bryant, Bynum, McRoberts, and Barnes for the Lakers. Shot clock at 10 as Kobe will get it on the outside. Still hasn't scored. Steve Blake certainly has. That one was straight, but short offensive rebound, McRoberts. Josh McRoberts, no look pass and a good one to Bynum. Counter and the foul assist to Josh McRoberts.
That's a nice play by McRoberts. First of all, offensive rebound, and then immediately turning and out of the corner of his eye, noticing that Andrew's in the paint. He says, I see Andrew. No look. Andrew with the bounce, the roll, 3-point opportunity. See if the Lakers can catch him at 61.
Again, Stu, let's talk about the rotation. Completely disappearing about 3 weeks ago was Andrew Goudlock, and suddenly disappearing again is Troy Murphy. So it's down to 8, it seems, right now for the Lakers. There's Andrew Goudlock. And you're thinking about instant points. Goudlock can certainly put them up. Perhaps he's not shy about shooting, and Murphy was brought on here to space the floor and hit threes. Right now, both on the bench. Haven't played a whole lot lately. Vasquez out now to Smith. Short rebound, Andrew Bynum.
The Lakers can get something in early offense, early transition before that zone gets the chance to set up.
Bynum 3rd in the league in rebounding behind Kevin Love and Dwight Howard. Here is Bynum. Barnes guns it for Kobe. First basket. No! That dipped way in and came out. Somebody puts a lid on there when Kobe shoots. 0 for 13 for Bryant. Down the middle and scoring is Vasquez. Well, New Orleans has got to be thinking, if we're ever going to steal one, this afternoon is it. With
Absolutely.
Kobe at 0 for 13.
There's no such thing as a good loss. All losses are bad, all of them. But this one, if it were to come to be, would be absolutely devastating.
Yeah, here's the time that Kobe Bryant doesn't score a point. Here is Barnes, almost traveled, little shuffle. Here's Barnes underneath. He can't score. Aminu had it, and now it's taken by Vasquez. They're running. They don't run much. Here's the kick into the corner. Al Farouk, not even close. But an offensive rebound by Johnson. Xavier Henry. You got less than a minute to go in the quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Grievous Vasquez averages 8.2 per. He's got 10 here. Remember the Venezuelan national team when he gets into international competition. Steve Blake front court. Kick it to Andrew. Andrew himself only has 11, although he's had a pretty active third quarter. These are going to make it even more active. He shoots an air ball hook from 3 feet. McRoberts. Kobe, is it now? No, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, he's steering it now, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's got to get it something going toward the rim.
Smith hits a baseline jumper. Biggest lead of the game for New Orleans, 6 points. Bryant is 0 for 14 in 31 minutes, 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. He wants it again.
0 for 7.
No! Bryant has gone 3 quarters without scoring, and he's 0 for 15.
This is a good example for all young players that even shows you just got to keep working hard, because even the great ones have a bad day, and Kobe's having a bad day, but they trail by 6 heading into the fourth. A lot of time left to win.
Down by 6 heading into the fourth. Kobe 0 for 15. Quinn Snyder, what do you see there?
Well, you know, he just got to keep playing. He'll keep taking his shots, and that's not the issue as much as us not executing on offense. And when we don't score, sometimes our defense lags as well.
Bynum with only 1 field goal attempt in the first half. He's up to 6 now, making a concerted effort to get the ball to him.
Yeah, I think you know, he's tough to guard down low. That's one of the reasons they're in zone, and we just got to keep getting him touches.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Bill.
Thank you, Lindsay, and thank you, Quinn. Kobe has played more minutes than anybody on the team today, so he's on the bench, probably be there for 4 or 5 minutes. But Kobe was 3 for 18 against Utah back on the 20th of this month. The rest of the team, other than Kobe, is 23 for 42, but now the team is behind 69-61 as Xavier Henry scores. Biggest deficit of the game.
Well, great defensive play to start this quarter by Smith. I mean, he did a great job of blocking an attempted dunk by Josh McRoberts.
Long shot, long rebound, and the hops of Lance Thomas on the assist from Vasquez, and the crowd isn't happy.
Nor should they be.
10-0 run for the cellar dwellers of the West. New Orleans. Lakers had to go overtime to beat this team last time. Bynum misses. Taken by Steve Blake. Now out for World Peace. It's World Peace, Blake, McRoberts, Barnes, and Bynum. Remember, no Gordon, no Kaman, no Ariza, no Okafor. All alone is McRoberts, who smashes it home. Bynum gets the assist. For Andrew, that's his 2nd assist. He's got 8 rebounds, 11 points. McRoberts, his first basket in 18 minutes. Quick hands of Matt Barnes knocks it out of bounds, but with 11 on the shot clock, it belongs to the Hornets.
Ever since the beginning of the first quarter, about the halfway through the first quarter, the energy has been all with the Hornets. Somehow the Lakers are going to have to recapture some of that energy.
Remember, the Lakers started in the paint, 12-0. Since then, they've been outscored in the paint, 36-18. They've been doubled up. And another offensive rebound against the Lakers. Thomas, free throw line. Henry, Bynum rebound. He's 1 rebound away from a double-double, which would be his 33rd of the year. Andrew now, that's way out, about 16 feet away. Tough to attack, leaning on Smith, backing in, doubled and taken away.
Can dribble it against the zone.
Here's Aminu all the way. He misses the layup underneath. Lakers save it with Blake. Here they come. A little over 2 minutes into the final quarter, and the Lakers trail 71-63. Lakers are shooting below 40%. Kick it. Barnes, 3. Doesn't get there. McRoberts, another offensive rebound.
Good activity by Josh. Hopefully they get contagious, because the Lakers are going to need a lot of activity to recapture some of this momentum as Pau Gasol comes in. He'll replace Andrew Bynum. Andrew not happy about going out, obviously, as he hasn't left the floor yet.
Well, Jason Smith's probably going to have to go to the bench. He's got 4 fouls, so Chris Johnson's going to come in for him. Bynum will sit. Pau comes in. So there goes Bynum, and there goes Smith. 71-63. Lakers have lost 3 of their last 4 at Staples Center after being nearly unbeatable. Gasol, he can't score from underneath, and the loose basketball goes to Vasquez.
If he hadn't turned to complain to the official, the ball was bouncing around right by him. He could have picked it up and had another attempt.
No execution, no focus, being out-hustled. That's what's happening so far. Johnson, baseline, he's got it. It's a 10-point deficit. 6 points for Johnson. Here comes Kobe. And Mike Brown doesn't wait. Hoping Kobe has the magic formula. MWP is the best, or one of the best teams defending the 3 in the league. New Orleans Lakers are at 30%. They shot 23s casting off against the zone.
And the zone is designed to do exactly what it's doing, and the Lakers have fallen into that trap.
Thomas not going to get there. Pau Gasol with a rebound. He's got 9 to match Bynum's total. Kobe will be in at the whistle. Barnes lets it go quickly. Rattles it home. That's a long 2 for Matt Barnes.
It's a long shot again, though. Even though it went in, you can't live on that long shot against the zone unless you're really knocking down a high percentage. They're only shooting 39% as a team.
Vasquez creates space on Blake and hits the mid-range jumper as Blake had to bite on the outside shot.
Lakers are taking a timeout now. 7:52 left. Now it's becoming a start to look at the clock and see the time situation. Still a lot of time left, but no movement in momentum.
Sunday's games. This is not April Fools. These are real NBA games. Denver at Orlando to kick things off, followed by Minnesota at Portland. Very important games for Denver and Orlando in terms of their seeding in the Eastern and Western Conference. Join us Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Another great doubleheader on NBA TV.
Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brewed. Coors Light.
Well, many reasons that this would be a bad loss as Kobe now going to work, but again, New Orleans is 2 for 22 when trailing at the half, and they've only won 13 games overall and 8 on the road. Bryant, here's a shot coming up, trying to get his first field goal. He does! And the crowd knows it.
Standing ovation.
Yep.
Stop the game. Presenting the ball.
Bryant's first field goal.
But will it be enough?
Outside, Jarrett Jack answers right back. 77-67. Now, Kobe is off the donut, off the bagel, off the schneid. Here he goes. Let's see if he shoots again. He does. And it's right back to a miss. 1 for 16. One thing, got to get that ball moving. Share the basketball again here in the last 7 minutes. Got to do it.
So even though there's 6+ minutes, the Lakers are deep trouble.
Shot by Jarrett Jack's off offensive rebound. Johnson should have scored. Lakers fortunate that he didn't. Sessions will be in at the whistle, so will Bynum. We have the starters in for the last 6 minutes. Powell back to the basket. Steve Blake kicks it over to Barnes under. Kobe counted. It goes, and the foul. Bryant goes to the line. Good pass by Matt Barnes. Entry into Kobe.
That's the kind of shot I thought would get him off the mark. Something, going toward the basket. He gets the contact because of the head fake. Nice concentration on the target. 3-point opportunity. See if he can bring the Lakers to within 7 with 6:24 left to play.
Bryant, an 85% free throw shooter. Averages over 38.5 minutes a game. Those are his numbers tonight, but he just knocked down his first field goal moments ago. Free throw good. First free throw of the day. He's 2 for 18 from the floor. More importantly, game score, 77-70. Lakers having their offensive struggles here this afternoon. Jack. Thomas. He goes for the dribble off of his leg as Barnes reached in to get the initial contact.
When you turn and face at the post like that, and you're the center, you know there are perimeter players behind you. You have to be careful.
Matt Barnes, 9th year, UCLA, lob under to Andrew and puts it in. That's 2 great assists in a row for Matt Barnes.
Well, cut the 10-point lead in half with 5:50 to go.
I mentioned it would be the starters in there. It's Barnes and the 4 starters as they lead Matt Barnes in. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Got to play defense. Kobe knocks it away. Kobe's going to get it. Here's Bryant. Stops, pops, doesn't hit. Knew it from the moment it left his hand. 5.5 to play. We go the other way, 3-on-2. Jarrett Jack gets hit by Bryant. He's got 2 free throws coming with a 5-point Laker deficit.
Well, those are the kind of plays that can really destroy momentum. If you score on that steal, you're down by 3. As it turns out, you could be down a lot more.
More basketball on NBA TV later this evening. The Cavaliers at the Knicks. New York holding on to a 1.5 lead for that 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. And the Nets are visiting the Kings. DeMarcus Cousins has been on a tear for Sacramento. Join us tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll tip things off.
In every department.
By the way, in all of this, and when we talk about Kobe and his shooting, he's also got 4 fouls. So he has 4 fouls, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. And New Orleans shooting free throws, of course, back in their home. The Final Four is taking place. Their arena basically connected to the Superdome. Free throw is good by Jarrett Jack. After dropping a 30 against the Lakers in the last meeting, Jack's got 15 and 10 assists. So he has a double-double. 18-point third quarter has put the Lakers in jeopardy of losing. Let's go. Here we are in the 4th.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Lakers do the next 2-3 minutes. That's going to be the crucial part of this game.
Bryant finds Ramon Sessions, who has 8 points and 9 assists. Ramon has shot it 6 times, made his only 3-point attempt. Kobe with 7 on the shot clock. He's doubled, so Kobe's looking for somebody to give it to. He's going to put a man in the air and shoot a 15-footer. It's going to be off. Andrew is fouled by Thomas, trying to get the rebound.
Sometimes it makes it hard for players to get taught how to box out. I mean, that time it looked like Thomas was doing a pretty good job of keeping his backside on Andrew Bynum. But the official ruled that he was backing into him, and really that's what you do when you box out guys, back into him.
3 team fouls on New Orleans, 1 on the Lakers. Under 5 minutes to play, and the Lakers are down by 7. Bynum spinning underneath, puts it up and in as he pounds it off the glass.
That's a nice spin move by Andrew. Very nice spin move. Sold Smith on the baseline, and nice spin.
Bynum second in the NBA in field goal percentage, over 58%, second to Tyson Chandler. He's got 15 points. Jack will orchestrate quarterback and back it up. He's going one-on-one with Gasol. Start, stop, miss. Powell's got it. Here comes Sessions. 4.5 to play, 5-point game. Barnes, Kobe, underneath. Can't score, but he will shoot 2.
Yeah, and those are plays where even Kobe's got to make that shot. He gets hit early. Another look at Andrew's spin move as he goes base, spins back to the middle, and then powers it up off the glass. Nice job by Mr. Bynum there. Good footwork, very good footwork.
Thomas picks up his 4th personal foul announced. Stu, New Orleans is out of fouls. That's their 4th team foul. Bryant hits the free throw.
Maybe he should think of every shot from the field as a free throw.
16 years in the league, 33 years of age, 14-time All-Star and and a ton of minutes.
Yeah, about
ton of minutes,
including playoffs. Yep. About 50,000, approaching 50,000.
Yeah,
I'd say that's a ton.
A lot of mileage. Here comes Vasquez. Crowd now finally attempting to get back into it. Themselves, 3-point game. Lakers digging in on defense. Going around Powell is Vasquez. Andrew Bynum fly swats it out of bounds. The last line of defense, 8 on the shot clock.
Yeah, good job of climbing the elevator, or climbing the ladder by Andrew. Vasquez tries to throw it high off the glass, just didn't get it up high enough over Andrew Bynum.
Patrol and control the paint, Andrew Bynum. 6 on the shot clock. I don't know if Jack knows it. He's got 4. He must.
Knows.
There he goes with it. He went all the way. How about that? He knows his game so well. He's got 4 on the clock, and he backs all the way up to half court, and then just goes in and knocks it down.
Because they switched and put a bigger player on him. He knew he could just back up and then create his own shot.
3.5 to play. 81-76. Bryant this time gives the ball to Barnes. He can't hit it. Loose ball. Who wants it? Well, Sessions is handled by Vasquez. And that's free throws for Ramon Sessions with 3:39 remaining in an 81-76 game.
So if you don't think it's nervous time at Staples Center, you don't know what nervous time is. Talked about Jared Jack, they ended up with Powell on him, and Jared says, I know I can get the jumper because Biggs is going to always give me space, and he knocks it down. He's made 7 out of 16.
Missed by Sessions.
Can't miss free throws when you're playing as poorly as the Lakers are playing.
This is a stretch of games. These next 3 at home, including today. New Orleans, Golden State, New Jersey. Teams have a combined 15 wins, all non-playoff teams. Games you've got to take care of business if you want to win your division and have home court.
Well, with those 2 missed free throws,
75% are the Lakers.
they switched again. Now they got a 7-footer on him.
And he goes up and under Andrew. Short, taken by Powell. They had what you wanted. Here's Sessions all the way, scores! Getting into an extra gear, Ramon Sessions.
Yeah, 3 minutes and 13 to play. Lakers still trailing by 3. That time in early offense, Sessions just beats all the defenders back and just goes straight to the rim. Lays it up, lays it in. Lakers trailing by 3.
Vince Cellini in Atlanta. A reminder, game time is coming up after the Hornets and the Lakers. We'll take a look back at what is happening in Staples, including Kobe's current 2-for-20 shooting game. Also a look at our doubleheader coming up later and the Knicks' commitment to defense. But right now, let's get you back to Staples.
Alongside Mark Shaw, Doug Freeman. They are leading our great crew here. Here's a shot by Jack. No offensive rebound. That's number 13 offensively for the Hornets, and Thomas scores.
That's what happens when one player moves their feet and another one doesn't. Powell did not move his feet at all. Gave up a layup.
Lakers' biggest deficit was 10. They trail now by 5. Barnes finds Bynum. Andrew's got 15 points. He turns, kind of it goes. It's a little too far. Andrew, who has made all 3 free throws, will go to the line.
5 fouls on Jason Smith.
You're right. The 7-footer from Colorado State is 1 away from elimination. 4th-year player. He missed 20 games with a concussion earlier this year. See Andrew's improvement on the line, and do they need it right here. And they get it from the big fella. 6 for 9 from the field, 4 for 4 from the line. There's Person, there's Kuster alongside Mike Brown. The Laker bench.
2.5-minute game. 2 minutes and 36 seconds. You spot a shorthanded team by 3. You think you can beat them by 3 in 2.5 minutes? Technically, you should be able to, but will the Lakers do it? We'll have to wait.
Trying to close out the month with their 11th win in March. They play tomorrow night here against Golden State.
They keep switching that play. Now Andrew is on Jared Jack again.
Bellinelli, Smith, good fake on Gasol, now over Bynum. That's a pretty move by Jason Smith. Fortunately, it's a 5-point game again. Coming up on 2 minutes to play, he ties his season high in points to Smith with 17. Ramon going to work. Down the middle he goes, runs over a man. No whistle either way, which has Mike Brown up and complaining.
Now they're in deep trouble. Didn't I say that before?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Well, they're in deeper trouble.
Reiterate it. Emphasize it. Jarrett Jack.
See how they hedge and step out? And that forces the weak side to have to help even further.
Vasquez bumped after he shoots it. He's going to come and get his own rebound. Came from out and came in, and that's a turnover. or an out of bounds, rather. So it's Laker basketball with 1:38 left. Every possession is precious. Down by 5 to the Hornets.
With 4 of their starters out of the lineup.
Bryant has endured a 2 for 20 shooting day. Under Bynum, look out! Give the assist to Sessions. 3-point game. Minute 20 left.
The Lakers can't get the stops they need. I mean, they've pulled them within 3 a few times, and each time, Hornets have had an answer. Now the Hornets are doing a good job of milking clock.
Jack has been in control.
He switched again.
With the handle on Bynum. Goes all the way, misses. Loose basketball. Who wants it? Thomas beats the Lakers to it. There was no whistle. Everybody sort of stopped. Here comes Kobe. A minute to play. Bryant spinning on the floor. That's still free throws, but it's on the floor. No shot. That's a blocking foul on Jarrett Jack. Means Kobe's going to the line. Under a minute to play.
Well, the last basket the Lakers received, assist to Sessions, and Andrew slamming home 2 of his 19. Kobe going to the free throw line now. See if he can bring the Lakers to within 1 with 58 seconds to play.
The MVP chance, despite the fact he's 2 for 20. Love your number 1 man. There's Eric Gordon. Trevor Ariza out. The former league MVP, 2-time scoring champ. Hits it. Multiple world champion, Kobe Bryant. Hits the free throw. Kobe, 4 for 4 from the line. 8 points in the contest. 2-point game, Stu.
2-point game, 58 seconds to play. Who's going to take the ball out of Jarrett Jack's hands without having to switch big-little and cause your defense to have to collapse a little bit?
Missed. And then Powell got entangled, so he couldn't go for the offensive rebound. Bellinelli secures it. Hornets will have the possession, the basketball, with 56-4 remaining.
Don't ask for any breaks from the officials, Lakers. You haven't made any for yourselves. You got a 2-point game in 56 seconds.
A couple of games. And that's especially without a Gordon or Ariza or a Kaman. And they expect to have all of them back possibly next week. Carl Landry, who had 2 20-plus point games, is not here again and playing. So, you know, this is a team that it's a shocker right now. Let's be honest with you. 85-83.
With 56 seconds left, they'h got 22 on the shot clock. If they use up most of this clock and score, the Lakers are in trouble because that gives them a 2-for-1 situation with possession again. So Lakers must have a stop right here.
43.8%. That's what New Orleans is shooting. Jarrett Jack in complete control. Got Matt Barnes on him. Here comes a pick by Thomas. Looking for the open man. It's Vasquez wide open. No! Up and snatching it is Bynum. Lakers down by 2, half a minute to play.
How could the Lakers blow an assignment that badly? I mean, Vasquez was all by himself.
Kobe now isolated on Jarrett Jack for the lead. Yes!
Yeah, you made it. Now you got to play some defense. The shot clock is off. Game clock is at 20 seconds. It's Kobe. With the clock winding down as far as the shot clock is concerned, just elevates from three-point land. And as I've said many times, if he's 0 for 10, 0 for 15, who do you want taking one of your last shots? Still him, because he feels like every shot he shoots is going, and that one definitely down the pipe.
Did you see Trevor Ariza's reaction on the bench?
Trevor knows.
Yeah, Trevor knew. Trevor knew he was going to take it, and he knew it was going to go down.
It's not a surprise to anybody in the league.
That was a great angle. That was a great, because Trevor was smiling in the corner and just knew it was going to go down.
But now they've got to do what they claimed they were going to do at the beginning of the year. Hang their hat on their defense.
Yeah.
They need a stop to win.
And to get out of here, literally get out of here with a victory. Game was 77-67. Hornets with 7 minutes left. Since then, the Lakers 19-8 run, 86-85. Kobe 3 for 21. Yet he hits it when it matters most. But now, as you mentioned, defense.
The Lakers take Powell out to match up better with Henry. Now they've got 4 players that can switch everything. They don't want Andrew Bynum switching. The other 4 can switch everything.
Jarrett Jack, 18 points. And the basketball. Shot clock has been put to bed. Lakers lead by only 1. Jarrett Jack going to work with 7, with 6, off the glass. No! Rebound, Matt Barnes! And he is fouled with 2.5 seconds remaining. The Lakers holding a 1-point lead, and free throws upcoming.
Jarrett Jack just missed the easiest shot he's had tonight. Good job of putting his head down, going into the paint, getting separation, and then the easiest shot he's had tonight, he misses. The Lakers dodged a major cannon as Matt Barnes has a chance to put them in a very good position.
Has not shot a free throw today. Makes it. Matt Barnes. He's a 75% free throw shooter. There's his scoring run to take the 2-point lead. Could be 3. Powell checks back in.
If the Lakers win this game, obviously they're going to be happy that they won the game. But they are not going to be happy about the game. They have a lot of work to do psychologically. I mean, the way they are approaching certain games and certain teams, they've got some serious work to do about their focus.
And remember, the games are coming fast this week, 6 and 8 days. Tomorrow, 6:30, Golden State. Got it. 3-point lead, 2.5 timeout. New Orleans Hornets, 22nd timeout.
That's why you have to keep playing until the final horn. The Hornets were in a position to upset the Lakers. They still have a chance to send this thing to overtime with 2.5 seconds to play. But the Lakers kept battling back, battling. And Kobe Bryant hit that enormous three-pointer. They put them up by 1. And since then, you can see how the crowd has appreciated Bryant giving them the lead. Just up, and down. Everybody knew that he was going to take the last shot, regardless of his percentage from the field tonight. 3 out of 21. Are you kidding me?
Lakers have a foul to give. There's only 2:5 remaining, though.
But you still have to give it.
Yeah. 11 all in the 4th quarter. And Kobe, the voice, being heard in the huddle. If the Lakers hold on and win, it's their 32nd of the year. They're 21st at home. And they would, of course, put the pressure on the Clippers to win tonight here in this building. Clippers are trying to chase them down. Here we go, out of bounds.
Surprised the Lakers don't have one of their bigs out so that they can protect the 3-point line.
That's the only thing that matters. A 2 doesn't matter. It's a 3-point game. Vasquez. Got to get it in, does. Smith, they got to shoot it. Blocked by Powell. Game over.
Wow, maybe that's why they had 2 7-footers in. Powell did a good job of standing in front of Jason Smith. I don't know what Jason Smith was trying to do. He initially catches it and wants to hand it off. Then he says, wait, I got to shoot. Powell said, yeah, I know, and I got to block. And did he block it? Gets all of it. That ends the game, and the Lakers escape. I'm talking escape.
Lindsey Rose.